Hi everyone, it's Victor here of Accounting Archives, and for this video, I'm gonna share to you my opinion as to how the pandemic affects the accountancy profession. Coming right up. So una, there is a pause in the war of talent. So mapapansin mo, dahil sa pandemic, most of the companies, especially yung mga service-based company, are very keen as to adding additional headcount. So, say for example, yung kumpanya namin, which is a service-based company, just like accounting, tsaka yung mga auditing firms. There are several headcounts budgeted for the year 2020 na hindi na filled up kasi nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, it's a global situation, na freeze hiring muna kami. So, that also happened for some of the companies, especially katulad ng mga accounting firms and audit firms. Hindi practical yung mag-resign ka, no? So, it's really a blessing for most of the professionals, including accountants, na may trabaho pa kayo sa panahon ng pandemic.
Wala na, finish na.
And maraming kumpanya ang nagsasara. So, basically kasi, most of the company at this point in time are really understanding first the atmosphere of the business, ano? Kasi medyo critical yung mga nangyayari ngayon at hindi basta-basta pwedeng gumawa ka lang, especially kung may mga financial impact yan. So, isa sa mga epekto nito is maraming professional, including mga accountants, ang mga probably na layoff, nawalan ng trabaho. But even though, if you're gonna look at job street or even look at the news, a lot of company are still hiring accountants, So that only proves na accounting profession are still stable and, may market pa rin siya locally and even abroad. So that's still a good news for most of us accountants.
Ang galing mo pala dyan Hindi ko alam
So pangalawa, there will be a strategic change in the audit procedure, So last month, December, I just have a meeting with the auditors for the external audit for our company, So I've observed na may mga changes, new tools introduced. Kasi just to think of it, do you remember way back 2020, yung first batches ng mga cases ng COVID-19? I remember one of the first cases are associated sa one of the accounting firms here in the Philippines, Because of the nature of the work of the accountants, especially during na panahon nung nag-blown out yung pandemic sa Pilipinas around March, April, gano'n. Yun yung mga panahon na yung mga auditors parang Dora the Explorer. So busy talaga sila, probably yung mga partners siguro lumilipad talaga sa ibang bansa. And yung mga auditors and associates, nasa field work talaga yan sila. So, they're very exposed. So, isa yun sa mga dapat nilang i-adapt since still we are in the situation in which we have to have social distancing and the company or the audit firms have to take care of their professionals. And I was just thinking, how are they going to do that? Especially sa mga specialized or other industry that kailangan talaga ng investigation. Well, at the end of the day, they are auditors. Sanay naman sila na mag-adjust at, they have to really adapt with the situation kasi, that's our profession. They just have to have a strategic process for them to have a basis for their opinion. Isa yun sa mga nabago na pansin ko na they adapt like mga analytics. It's really a change that the audit industry have to adopt, no?
Antindi mo rin. Ako ang kinakwento ko sa inyo, totoo.
So, pangatlong effect, there is a change or drastic change in the academe, especially sa trainings, sa seminars. So, it's very obvious, especially sa mga viewers ko, you can attest to that kasi most of you are like students. Yung learning from home is a real change, But basically, I always hear and see students, complaining about the situation. But just to think of it, even the teachers are struggling with this. Some of the teachers, hindi naman sila parang kabataan, Yung iba dyan, maedad na. So, it's really struggling times for them. Kailangan nilang matuto Zoom meeting or I'm just saying, hindi ko naman minamalit, pero yung some of those are some of the teachers are really old.
Bakit yan na inaasal mo? Ano bang drama mo sa buhay?
And yung mga iba hindi naman talaga nakakapagsabay sa technology, but that's a big leap for them, So, actually, some of those old teachers are yung magagaling talaga because they're with their experience in the field. So, another change pa, as you can serve sa profession naman, is yung seminar. Tulad nung sa peak pa, kung mapapansin nyo yung peak pa last year, pinaayos pa nila yung third floor ba yun? Third floor. So, they really have improved the PICPA office for training purposes, for classroom seminars. But this happened, So, alam niyo naman, yung PICPA, apart from the membership dues, ang earnings ng association natin is coming from the seminars, Siyempre, kailangan social distancing. So, for the CPD, so most of the seminars have to be held in webinar. So, it's really a great change. But I've observed, because the PICPA has been sending emails, parang hindi sila nahirapan na mag-transition right away with regards to seminars, no? Ang nakakalungkot nga is dapat 2020 September is negros pa yung parang national convention pero hindi natuloy. So yun sana yung isa sa parang inaabangan ng mga, especially yung mga nasa public sector, yung mga ganyan, meet and greet, at saka pag yung mga national convention. So hindi na nangyari yon. So hopefully when we get back to the normal, mangyari ulit yon. Pero for now, that's a really versatile change na ginawa ng PICPA, no? So pang-apat, no, there will be like pressure in the government. Again, I'm saying this is just my opinion, So going back, we know that in this kind of situation, the government has been expending a lot to support the Filipinos, at mga mamamayan. So basically, currently sobrang wala tayong pera. So I'm just feeling, this is just my opinion, that in the coming days, in the coming months, probably there are several letter of authorities.
Nakamig ko yan ako.
Mga LOA na probably most of the company will be receiving. I'm not sure if there will be a pressure for the Internal Revenue Office to have higher quotas for collection. So I don't know, but I'm just thinking that would happen. So because of this situation, a lot of letter of authority will be sent to a lot of companies, love letters from the Internal Revenue Office. So, well, again, this is just my opinion. Don't bash me about it, but we understand.
Nagbibiro lang ako.
Good luck, guys! So, pang-lima at huli, So, basically, halos lahat ng sinabi ko, somehow a bit negative. But for the last one, let me just cite one thing. For the accountancy profession or for the accountants, another thing na napansin ko is there is a potential for earning, especially for those that are doing management advisory services and consultancy. So, a lot of the company have to adapt, and the professionals like accountants have this opportunity to give consultancy to some of the company for business continuity, ganyan, like paano nila maximize yung mga benefits na binibigay ng mga government during this pandemic. Although that's like a double-edged sword kasi some of the companies are closing, so some of the clients probably, for those who are doing public practices, mawawala. But just to think of it, for the short span, there will be a lot of pay for closure of business. So just to give you a background, guys, since mga estudyante pa lang kayo, kung registered business ka, hindi ka pwedeng basta magsara na lang ang tindahan mo at hindi na mag-operate, no? Siguro kung tindahan lang yan na hindi nakaregistrado, or meron lang kayong parang tindahan ng candy or ano ba, pwede hindi nyo na, pwede itapon nyo lang yan, or wala nang bahala na. But again, I just want to say, kasi most of you are not working or having like sideline or like professional yet, still learning, if you have a registered business, you really have to close it properly. So, ang katotohanan dyan, sometimes it takes years or a year, even kahit sole proprietor, kasi mga permits, mga ganyan, clearances, tapos pagdating pa sa BIR, i-check kung may mga penalties. So, and a thing is, that needs to have a professional, and most of those services are catered by accountants. Yung pagko-close ng business. Mas mahirap yan, depende sa klase ng structure. Kung sole proprietor, tapos shorter year of operation, mas madali. Pag mga partnership and corporation, tapos kung gaano pa katagal na nag-ooperate, mas matagal at mas komplikado ang pagsasara. Kasi titingnan yan kung may mga non-compliance, may mga hit sa BIR. So, i-resolve yan. At ang katotohanan, sometimes maraming mga negosyante, akala nila magsasara na lang sila, wala silang babayaran. Sometimes, madidiscover nila, just to close the business, there are a lot of fee na magpapakita. So, yeah, for those accountants na planning to do business, this is the reality. So, yeah, there is opportunity for accountants to cater services to close their business of some of their clients. But again, it's a double edge kasi, di ba, yung retainer mo mawawala. But definitely, I mean, babalik yan kapag umokay naman yung mga negosyante na yan, kapag nagnegosyo sila ulit, ikaw pa rin naman ang kukontakin nila kung maganda naman ang services mo. So, yun lang yung mga tingin kong naging apekto, no? Basically, napakaraming pwedeng sabihin dito. Some of those are very obvious na it could be so general across a lot of professionals. But that's it for now, and thank you guys, and see you guys in my next videos. Bye for now.